Hi, I'm Tristan. In today's presentation, we'll discuss computer systems, how data is processed by computers, and the difference between software applications, utilities, and operating systems. What is a computer system? A computer system takes a set of digital inputs, processes them, and creates a set of outputs. This is done by a combination of hardware and software. In other words, you put some data into a computer, something happens to that data, and then the computer puts out a result. In order to do this, the computer needs instructions to tell it what to do. These are the main components of a computer system: the processor, main memory, secondary memory, input devices, and output devices. Let's start with the processor. The processor is an electronic device about a 1-inch square covered in plastic. Inside of a square is an even smaller square of silicone containing millions of tiny electrical parts. A modern processor may contain billions of transistors. It does the fundamental computing within the system and directly or indirectly controls all the other components. Three of the major CPU manufacturers are AMD, Intel, and Apple. Next, we have main memory, or RAM, alternatively referred to as main memory, primary memory, or system memory. RAM is a hardware device that allows information to be stored and retrieved on a computer. However, RAM is volatile and requires power to keep the data accessible. If the computer is turned off, all data contained in RAM is lost. Common form factors of RAM. For the most part, RAM comes in two sizes: DIMM, dual inline memory module, which is found in desktops and servers, and SODIMM, small outline DIMM, which is found in laptops and other small form factor computers. Secondary memory storage, alternatively referred to as external memory, secondary memory, and auxiliary storage. A secondary storage device is a non-volatile device that holds data until it is deleted or overwritten. Secondary storage is about 2 orders of magnitude cheaper than primary storage. Consequently, a hard drive or an additional slower SSD may use as secondary storage to a primary, faster PCIe SSD. Here we have a hard drive and an SSD showing their differences. Input devices. An input device is a term for a physical piece of hardware that connects to a primary device, such as a computer, in order to provide user input. Input devices are generally a class of peripheral devices that connect to the primary device. Here are a few of these input devices: keyboards, mouse, joysticks, microphones, etc. Output devices. An output device is any hardware device used to send data from a computer to another device or user. Usually most output peripherals are meant for human use, so they receive the processed data from the computer and transform it in the form of audio, video, or physical reproductions. Common examples of output devices are monitors, projectors, headphones, speakers, printers, etc. Now let's discuss how computers process data. Before a computer can process anything, data must receive input. For example, typing on a keyboard can enter input into the computer. After a computer has received input data, a program is used to process that information. A typical program may calculate, manipulate, or organize data to create information that is understandable and presentable to a user. This diagram shows the flow of the data during the processing procedure. Application software. An application is any program or group of programs that is designed for the end user. Application software, also called end-user programs, include such things as database programs, word processors, web browsers, and spreadsheets. Utility. A utility or software utility is computer system software intended to analyze, configure, monitor, or help maintain a computer. Usually a utility is smaller than a standard program in size and may be included with an operating system or installed separately. Here we have Disk Cleanup. Disk Cleanup is a Microsoft software utility first introduced with Windows 98 and included in all subsequent releases of Windows. It allows users to remove files that are no longer needed or that can be safely deleted. Removing unnecessary files, including temporary files, helps speed up and improve the performance of the hard drive and the computer. Next, let's delve into operating systems. An operating system, OS, is software installed on a computer's hard drive that enables the computer hardware to communicate and be operated with the computer software. Without a computer operating system, a computer and software programs will be useless. With early computers, the user interacted with them using a command line, which required memorization of commands. Today, almost every computer has a GUI, graphical user interface, operating systems that's easy to use and operate. Here are a list of popular operating systems. Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows is the most common and used operating system on computers today, with Microsoft Windows 11 being the most recent release Windows version. The operating system is used PC and IBM compatible computers. Apple macOS. With Apple computers, macOS is the primary operating system used with Apple desktops and laptop computers. Next, we have Linux. Linux is a free and open source operating system used with PC and IBM compatible computers. Because operating system is open source, it is used to create many variants of Linux, including Ubuntu, Debian, Red Hat, and Slackware. You can identify these operating systems by their well-known logos displayed here. Let's move on to the installation of computer software and operating systems. Before installing any software, first you must determine what platform you are using, then download the corresponding software. For example, a Windows system requires Windows software. Likewise, before installing an operating system, first you must determine whether your hardware supports a 32-bit or 64-bit operating system. For example, a 64-bit system requires a 64-bit operating system. Let's use Java for an example. Their home page provides software for all platforms, so be careful when choosing. Just follow the prompt until the process is complete. Now let's move on to Windows installation. First, You must download the Windows 10 ISO image from Microsoft. 2. Burn the ISO image to a DVD or use Rufus, as shown here, to create a bootable drive. Step 3. Boot from DVD or bootable drive and follow the prompts until completion. Configuration will take a few minutes to complete the installation. Success, you have just installed Windows. Thank you for your time. This concludes this presentation.